Good day, I'm Maira Dupra, and this time I'm going to discuss major development programs and personalities in science and technology in the Philippines. And the learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to discuss the significant policies, data points, and developments in science and technology in the Philippines. Describe the connections between human resources and Philippine science and technology. And also illustrate the importance of national scientists and their involvement to science and technology. So first, what is the major development programs in science and technology in the Philippines? Based on my research, the main public research performing organization and it is the 7 R&D Institute. What is R&D? Research and Development, also known as R&D. It is the process by which a company works to generate the new knowledge that it might use to create new technology, products, services, or systems that it will either use or sell. And when the term R&D, most of us pumapasok na sa isipan natin ang company ng mga gamot at industry ng technology. However, ang iba pang mga negosyo tulad ng mga gumagawa ng mataas na kalidad ng mga product ng consumer ay namumuhunan din ng oras at pera sa research and development. For example, yung spaghetti sauce. So marami itong variation na brand. Dito na pumapasok or nangyayari ang pananaliksik kung ano ang nagiging resulta ng bawat product. May iba't iba kasi itong brand tulad ng Chunky Garden, Four Cheese, at Tomato Basil Garlic. Maaring parehong spaghetti sauce pero may iba't ibang quality or level ng lasa ng produkto. So, any business that creates a product or services, software man ay namumuhunan na rin in some level of R&D. And DOST has the following research and development institution concerned research on various fields with basic and apply. First, we have Advanced Science and Technology Institute or ASTI. The Advanced Science and Technology Institute is an agency of the Department of Science and Technology or DOST-ASTI, mandated to undertake R&D activities aimed at strengthening and modernizing information and communication technology and microelectronics. The DOST-ASTI continues to dedicate itself to delivering technology solutions in support of a productive and resilient Filipino society. Sa paglipas ng mga taon, ang paglitaw ng information and communication technology ay lubos na nakaapekto sa ating buhay. Bakit? Dahil sa dami ng OFW o ng mga tao na nangingibang bansa ay nagkakaroon na ng access sa isa't isa. Mas napapadali ang communication through technology. And mayroon tayong tinatawag na microelectronics na dahilan ng pag-unlad sa pagbuo ng mas maliit, mas magaan at mas mahusay na mga electronic devices. Ang pag-unlad na ito ay mayroong pagkakahawig sa isa sa mga R&D Institute ng Department of Science and Technology, ASTI. Noong 1987 nang pinalitan ni Pangulong Corazon C. Aquino ang pangalan noon na National Science and Technology Authority or NSTA sa DOST bilang isang sangay ng naturang mga sunod-sunod na kaganapan, ang DOST-ASTI ay nilikha bilang R&D Institute ng Department by virtue of Executive Order No. 128. At mula nang itatag ito noong January 30, 1987, ang DOST-ASTI ay naging tanyag dahil sa mga contribution nito sa ICT, microelectronics, and R&D as the contributes for national development and global competitiveness. Sa pagkakakilanlan ng ICT as a tool to have carved the country in the global scene, ang DOST-ASTI bilang isa sa focal agency ng pamahalaan para sa R&D, ICT at microelectronics ay inatasan na magsagawa ng mga pangmatagalang research upang palakasin at gawing makabago ang infrastructure ng science and technology ng Pilipinas. So, ano nga ba ang infrastructure of science and technology in the Philippines? Ito yung magsagawa ng R&D sa advanced fields of study and complement the overall endeavor in scientific field with intensive activities in the computer and information technologies. At mula naman noong 1990s, ang DOST-ASTI ay nagsagawa ng maraming proyekto sa mga network technologies and high-performance computing kabilang ang pagsisikap sa pangunguna sa open source software, IPv6, VoIP at pagtatatag ng palitan that were ahead of the industry. Ang mga produktong binuo ng ASTI mula sa electronic data acquisition, biomedical, and environmental monitoring systems are deployed across the country, supporting nationwide initiatives in public health, e-governance, education, and disaster risk management, lalo na sa pamamagitan ng mahalagang papel nito sa pagbuo ng pinagbabatayan na buong bansa ng infrastructure of over 1,500 sensors and weather stations for Project NOAA. And lastly, ang DOST-ASTI ay patuloy na nagsusumikap at nagpapatupad ng mga pagbabago sa mga operasyong pang-organization upang magkaroon ng mga mahusay at nakatuon sa serbisyong organisasyon. Ang isang bagong istruktura ng organization ay ipinatupad upang magbigay ng higit na pagtuon sa mga programa nito and makapagbigay ng makabuluhang contribution sa komunidad. Pangalawa, Food and Nutrition Research Institute or FNRI. It is the principal research arm of the government in food and nutrition. Is one of the R&D institutes of the DOST. The institute continues to provide relevant technologies and scientific information on food and nutrition. And the Executive Order Number 94 dated July 1, 1947 created FNRI as the first clearinghouse of data and information on food and nutrition. And sa paglipas ng mga taon, umunlad ito bilang nangungunang ehensya ng gobyerno for food and nutrition research in the country. The Executive Order Number 128 dated January 30, 1987, ang FNRI naman ay inaatasan na magsagawa ng research upang malaman ang katayuan sa nutrition ng mamamayan. At syempre, bigyan pansin ang problema sa malnutrition. At nilalayon din nito na mag-create at mag-recommend ng policy options, strategies, programs, and projects sa tumutugon sa problema ng malnutrition para sa pagpapatupad ng mga naaangkop na ahensya, as well as spread information, research findings, and recommendations. At noong 1996 naman, itinalaga ng Executive Order Number 352 ang National Nutrition Service at regional updating ng FNRI sa nutritional status ng mga batang Pilipino sa mga statistical activities na bumubuo ng critical data for decision-making of the government and private sector. Sa pagsasakatuparan ng mga inatas sa FNRI ay ginagabayan ang pananaw nito sa pinakamaayos na kalagayan ng nutrisyon para sa lahat ng Pilipino na pinalakas sa lipunan at ekonomiya sa pamamagitan ng mga scientifically sound, friendly environment, and globally competitive technologies. Kaya naman ang FNRI ay nagpapatunay na ang nutrition ay isang karapatang pantao. The next is Forest Product Research and Development Institute or FPRDI. It is the research and development arm on forest products utilization of the Philippines Department of Science and Technology, the body that coordinates and manages the national science and technology system. Dito naman, ang layunin ng FPRDI ay dagdagan at ipamahagi ang information na may kaugnayan at kaalaman batay sa epektibong pagpapatupad ng mga forest-based product upang mapataas ang market share in both domestic and global markets at upang makinabang na rin ang lahat. Ang DOST naman ay tumutukoy at sumusuporta sa National Science and Technology System na may Research and Development Agency na nakatuon sa paggamit ng mga produktong kagubatan. The fourth one is Industrial Technology Development Institute or ITDI. It is the one of R&D under the DOST and it is flagship agency of the department, generating a large pool of technologies while providing technical services to industry. So, ito naman ay isang attached agency ng DOST, ang R&D Institute na nakafocus sa 5 areas, namely food processing, material science, chemical and energy, environment and biotechnology, and packaging technology. Also, ITDI offers technical services on metrology and calibration, standards testing, and advanced device and material testing and trainings. Ang ITDI ay isa sa mga organisasyon na tumutulong sa paggamit ng proseso para sa science and technology sa Pilipinas. And it now deals as one of the DOST's RDI's, Research and Development Institute, doing multidisciplinary industrial R&D as well as providing technical services, knowledge translation, and investment and marketing. Karaniwang ginagamit ng ITDI ang kaalaman sa new technology and product development, and also has defined itself as a trustworthy and genuine partner for business and government para sa paglago at pag-unlad ng bansa. Next is Metal Industry Research and Development Center or MIRDC. It is the sole government entity directly supporting the metals and engineering industry with services designed to enhance its competitive advantage. Dito naman ay ahensya ng DOST, ang tanging authority na nagbibigay ng mga serbisyo na actually connected upang mas mapalakas ang metalworking and engineering sector. Sixth is Philippine Nuclear Research Institute or FNRI. It is mandated to undertake R&D activities in the peaceful uses of nuclear energy, to institute regulations on the said uses, and to carry out the enforcement of said regulations to protect the health and safety of radiation workers and the general public. So, dito isinasagawa ang mga training courses, medical radiation, and non-destructive techniques. Dito, mas napapaunlad ang pakikipag-communication at pagsasaliksik ng mga mahahalagang information. Also, ipinapakita din dito ang mga panuntunan upang pamahalaan ang paggamit ng nuclear energy at nagsasagawa sa pamamagitan ng kanilang batas upang mapanatili ang kalusugan ng population at kaligtasan ng lahat o ng publiko. And the last one, we have Philippine Textile Research Institute or PTRI. As the line agency of the DOST supports the local textile and allied industries achieve global competitiveness through utilization of indigenous resources and development of technical competence in textile production and quality assurance. So, for the textile industry, ang PTRI ay nagpapatupad ng practical research and development. The Executive Order No. 128 on January 30, 1987 identified it as mandated law. Inability to take out this commitment, it conveys completed research to end users or through linkages units of other governmental organization. At ito, ang PTRI ay nagpatupad ng integrative development approach upang higit na maimpluwensyahan ang sektor sa pamamagitan ng pagsasama-sama ng primary plans of action at lahat ng mga stakeholder na kinakailangan para sa long-term development. Ito rin ay nag-aambag upang makabuo ng paglago sa sektor sa pamamagitan ng planned development of growth centers at mga pasilidad ng drill services para sa mga industry ng garment manufacturing industries, and conducting its projects of R&D in drill and emerging technologies upang lumikha ng mga produkto na efficient and profitable na nagpe-present ng pinakamataas na product ng mga Pilipino sa global market. So overall, the research and development ay nakatuon sa pagbabago ng mga products or services sa isang company. At ang layunin nito is for a company to remain competitive as it produces products that advance and elevate its current product line. So let us continue to our discussion, the major development programs and personalities in science and technology in the Philippines. So the Philippine Development Plan or PDP 2017 to 2040 includes science and technology related enabling mechanism toward achieving strong pillars for development, considering several fundamental weaknesses in terms of science and technology competitiveness. The PDP 2017 to 2040 emphasizes strategies that shall be pursued to help raise the science and technology related pillars of the country. So dito naman, the Philippine Development Plan, meaning dahil sa pagpapatuloy ng innovations ng science and technology in the Philippines, nagkaroon na ng development plan. Yun nga yung PDP, na nagtatag noong 2017 to 2040. At nag-i-include ang enabling mechanism na pwedeng magamit o nagagamit sa pag-achieve ng pillars of development. Isa sa kinoconsider nila doon is yung mga weaknesses in terms of science and technology and yung mga competitiveness nila at kung ano yung maaaring weaknesses ng development na yon at kung ano rin yung mga kakayahan ng science and technology para makasabay sa modern era. And ine-emphasize din dito ang mga strategy na makakatulong para mas matutukan o ma-develop ang science and technology related pillars of the country. And next, the DOST launched in its 8-point action agenda initially in 2006 to better promote the support science, technology, and innovation. This strategy is relevant in the Philippines policy system and were hoped to be sustained with commitment and better integration into national policies as generalized in the CUNET. So, ayun nga, ang DOST, Department of Science and Technology, ay nagtatag ng 8 action agenda noong 2006. Iyon inilunsad to better promote the support science, technology, and innovation. Meaning, dito na tumutukoy yung mga innovation ng Pilipinas na talagang makakapag-promote ng science and technology natin ngayon. Siyempre, di ba, sumasabay tayo ngayon sa modernization na kung saan matutulungan ma-improve ang science and technology. And yun nga, ibig sabihin, may mga strategy na ginawa na tumutukoy sa Philippine policy system and were hoped to be sustained with commitment and better integration into national policies. So we have number 1 para makasabay yung Pilipinas sa modernization. Number 1, science-based know-how and tools that enable the agriculture sector to raise productivity to world-class standards. It means ito yung tumutukoy sa mga kagamitan na makakatulong sa agriculture sector para mas maging productive at pang world class ang standard. So, unang-una na dyan yung mga tools and equipment sa bukid, like for example, yung reaper or machine na talagang pwedeng magamit sa bukid ng mga farmers na makakasabay sa ibang bansa o world class standard. Yung pagiging productive. Diba dati mano-mano ang ginagawang pagsasaka sa ating mga bukirin. Hindi katulad ngayon na marami ng ginagamit na makina o machine. And because we are in a modern era at kailangan may innovation, yun yung isang nakatulong sa agriculture sector. Yung tourist productivity and world-class standard. Yun nga, yung mga machine. Next, we have innovate, cost-effective, and appropriate technologies that enable MSMEs to develop and produce competitive products that meet world-class standards. So, halimbawa, yung machine nga na yun, titignan nila kung effective and appropriate ba yung technologies na yun, kung saan makikita talaga kung nag-develop o makakapag-produce ng mga product na mamimit yung pangangailangan or standard o nakakaangat sa bansa. For example, may mga technologies tayong nagawa dito sa Pilipinas na kung saan ginagamit natin upang makapag-produce ng mga products tapos mamimit o halos kapantay na ng sa ibang bansa. And another example, yung mga beauty products, 'di ba? Usong-usong ngayon yan, especially sa mga kabataan. Yung mga beauty products dito sa Pilipinas is may mga production. Since may mga innovation na nga tayo, so nakakasabay na tayo sa ibang bansa na kung saan nakikilala yung product na yon in other countries or pwede rin na sa buong mundo. Next, we have state-of-the-art facilities and capabilities that enable local industry to move up the value chain and attain global competitiveness. So, since nagbabago at may modernization, nagtatag din sila ng state-of-the-art facilities kung saan hindi lang dapat may mga innovations when it comes sa mga machines, productions o paggawa ng products, kundi syempre kailangan meron ding facilities o mga room or factory na kung saan maa-attain yung global competitiveness. For example, yung Brilliant Skin or beauty product ni Glenda, dahil nga umangat na yun, malaki na. Kaya nagpatayo na siya ng mga factory para masustain yung mga pangangailangan ng production. At dahil nga mabenta na, kailangan na niya ng state-of-the-art facilities and capabilities na makakatulong para ma-meet yung mga production needs. Next, we have idea of the Philippines as a global leader in information technology, business process management services, generating direct employment of 1.3 million. So, yung Philippines, nag-generate sila ng direct employment of 1.3 million na kung saan yung organizations na yon or yung Philippines as a global leader, nagtatag sila ng technology business process na kung saan makakatulong sa atin o sa mga kapwa Pilipino para makapagbigay din ng trabaho. Since 'di ba nag-i-innovate tayo. So meron na tayong malalaking production dito sa Pilipinas. Any kind of product. So, makakatulong yan sa mga Pilipino dahil lumalaki nga yung production. Kaya pwede lang din na magtrabaho sila doon. Habang lumalaki at nag-generate yung isang product, mas dumadami yung kailangan na tao para magtrabaho doon. Next is ICT-based transformation of governance, broadening access to government services for those in the countryside, to bring the Philippines in the top 50 global ranking of e-governance by 2016. So, yung ICT governance, ito ay kung saan naman binibigyan nila ng access yung government services natin. Like for example, yung health and education, tinututukan nila ito para madala yung Pilipinas o yung ating bansa sa ranking or ini-aim talaga na makapasok tayo sa top 50 global ranking for e-government 2016. At nagtatag din sila ng mga organization na talagang tutulong sa education and health. At para masabing talagang nagge-generate yung modernization sa atin. And the 6-point action agenda is improve quality healthcare and quality of life through science, technology, and innovation. So, dito naman pumapasok yung machine na nagagamit for our health. For example, sa pagbubuntis, 'di ba dati once na na-check up ka, tuloy-tuloy lang yon for 9 months nang hindi mo nalalaman ang gender ng anak mo. So, dahil nga sa modernization is nakaimbento ng mga machine para mas mapadali ang process ng pagbubuntis at makita na agad ang gender ng baby. At nagkakaroon na ng ultrasounds. At dahil dito, 6 months pa lang, makikita mo na agad ang gender at makakapag-ready ka na agad. At doon pa lang, nag-i-improve na yung quality healthcare and quality of life through science and technology and innovation. So, isa to sa inilunsad ng DOST Action Agenda. Next is highly skilled and globally competitive science and technology human resources in support of the national science and technology programs. Meaning, when it comes to skills, hindi naman 'di ba pwedeng modernist na tayo pero yung skills ng tao is wala pa rin or nahuhuli pa rin. So, ang kailangan gawin, highly skilled. Ibig sabihin, kailangan maging globally 21st century and globally competitive tayo. Kaya may trainings na ginagawa to help Filipinos to become more globally competitive. So, paano nga ba maging globally competitive? Kailangan marunong tayong makicommunicate and taking an action. And for the last DOST action agenda, we have number 8, science-based weather, information, and climate change scenarios with associated impact assessments that enable concerned agencies to develop appropriate mitigation strategies for a disaster and climate change resilient Philippines. So, isa rin ito sa nagtalagang tinututukan din nila yung science based on weather information and climate change scenarios. Kasi tayong bansa din ang isa sa naapektuhan ng mga typhoon. So, kailangan meron din tayong science weather information. At may mga machine na naimbento para malaman natin agad ang mga dapat gawin kapag may parating na mga sakuna. At makakatulong din ito para mapadali ang pagkuha ng information upang malaman ito ng mga tao at maalarma sila. A number of DOST programs are being enhanced and continued as mandated by enabling laws and executive orders up to this time. Implementation of these programs are being made possible programs in partnership with other related government agencies. In summarized scope, this includes programs in R&D, S&T, Human Resources and Development, Agriculture Development, Health and Nutrition, Environment Sustainability, and Disaster Preparedness and Hazard Mitigation. And the Philippine Science and Technology Human Resources, one of the most promising strategy in breaking the barriers that hinder Philippines' progress in terms of science, technologies, and innovation, or yung STI, is enhancing the competitiveness of the country's science and technology human resources. This strategy recognized the role of every individual inventor whose works became the womb of new and innovative scientific knowledge honed toward sustaining the advancement necessary for building the nation. So, yung DOST programs are being enhanced, meaning, mas nag-e-enhance at nagpatuloy yung mga existing laws o naipatupad na batas dahil sa mga executive orders hanggang ngayon, na talagang na-implement ito at nagagamit ng program na yon, syempre, sa tulong na rin ng mga other related government agencies, tulad ng Human Resources Development and Agricultural Development, Health and Nutrition, Environment Sustainability, and Disaster Preparedness and Hazard Mitigation. Like for example, nagkaroon ng sakuna sa Pilipinas. Syempre, papasok na doon yung Human Resources Development para tignan kung ano ang naging epekto ng sakuna at anong action ang pwedeng gawin. At doon din ang Agricultural Development upang tugunan ang pangangailangan ng mga magsasaka na kung ano ang mga napinsala sa kanilang bukirin. And para naman sa health and nutrition, nakaagapay sila lagi para sa kaligtasan ng buhay ng mga tao. Hindi lang yan, syempre. Marami pa at may kanya-kanyang papel sila na ginagampanan o dapat gampanan. Kaya hanggang ngayon, nagagamit pa rin natin sila. Kasi nakikita nila yung the best na makakatulong sa atin. Kaya ito in-enhance. At ipinagpatuloy ito up to this day. At yung strategy nito ay talagang na-recognize yung mga individual inventor natin na kung saan yung mga works nila o yung innovations nila ay talagang nakatulong sa scientific knowledge. towards sustaining the advancement necessary for building nations at nakatulong ito para makilala yung ating bansa at mapabilis ang pamumuhay sa tulong ng science and technology. Next is the national scientists. DOST had launched programs to encourage Filipino scientists, technologists, experts, and professionals to continuously share their expertise towards accelerating the STI development system and economic development of the country. Hence, science and technology personalities who contributed significantly in the development of the country, as well as their works, deserve to be recognized. So, dito sa national scientist, tinutukoy sa part na to na ine-encourage yung mga Filipino scientist professionals at mga technologies na kung saan ay may kanya-kanyang ambag o expertise sa pagde-develop sa accelerating ng science and technologies and innovation na nakatulong sa ating economic development sa bansa. At ine-encourage din na magtulungan at mag-continue pa yung mga ginagawa nila kasi nakakatulong din naman talaga sa atin na makasabay tayo sa other countries. So, syempre, hindi lang para i-encourage sila, but also dapat i-recognize din kasi talagang mahalaga, significant development of the country. Yung mga naitutulong nila. Ibig sabihin, yung mga expertise nila ay talagang kailangan i-recognize kasi isa sila sa mga dahilan kung bakit tayo nakakasabay sa modernization ng buong mundo. Dahil sa mga talento at abilidad nila. Natutulungan yung bansa para makasabay tayo sa development and advancement of life. The highest honor given by the President to an individual who had contributed significantly to the fields of science and technology in the country is the Order of the National Scientist. A national scientist received an annual gratuity and other privileges similar to those enjoyed by national artists. Currently, there are 41 national scientists, and 4 of them were the most recently conferred science and technology personalities who were featured by Sabilio of Philippine Daily Inquirer. So, hindi lang sila nire-recognize, binibigyan pa ng parangal ng ating president yung bawat inventors, technologies na kung saan nagkakaroon ng major contribution and mahalagang contribution sa fields ng science and technology sa ating bansa. Tulad na lang ng dati na 'di ba may mga parangal din sa mga artists natin sa ibang fields like for example sa science, music, sa kultura, something like that. So nakapaloob din doon yung pagbibigay ng honor sa mga individual or inventors natin na talagang nakapagbibigay ng contribution sa science and technology. And also marami na tayong inventors or technologies expertise. We have 41 national scientists and 4 of them were the most recently conferred in 2014. So, out of 41, mayroon na daw tayong 4 na Filipino scientists na kung saan pinarangalan dahil sa kanilang major contributions. Isa na dun si Savilio 2014. So, malaki talaga ang naitutulong ng every individual na talagang nagsishare ng kanilang knowledge, expertise, at kanilang talent when it comes to innovations at isa sila sa makakatulong sa bansa natin to upgrade. So, we should give them a highest honor. I present to you the 4 scientists of the Philippines in 2014. First, Dr. Angel C. Alcala. He was recognized for his research on the ecology and diversity of Philippine amphibians and reptiles, as well as marine biodiversity and conservation of marine protected areas. His work has led to a national policy on marine no-take zones or protective areas, which has become a model of coastal resource management that has been adopted by other countries. So, si Dr. Philosophy Angel Chua Alcala, born on March 1, 1929, he was the first Filipino biologist who was named a National Scientist of the Philippines in 2014 to engage in comprehensive studies concerning Philippine reptiles and amphibians. Gumawa din siya ng mga contribution for mammals and birds. Mula 400 already known species of reptiles and amphibians, mahigit 50 pang mga species ang nakilala dahil sa kanyang pagsisikap. Also, maaaring kilala din siya for his research related to the rehabilitations of coral reefs. At noong 1977 naman, nag-create ng first artificial reef at iyon ay naging model sa iba pang program sa pagpapaunlad ng fisheries around the world. The second one is Ramon C. Barba. He was recognized for his achievements in the field of plant psychology, especially the induction of flowering of mango and micropropagation of the rapid multiplying of stock plant of important crop species. So si Dr. Philosophy Ramon Cabanes Barba, he was a Filipino inventor and horticulturist, and he was proclaimed a national scientist of the Philippines in June 2014. Si Dr. Ramon Barba ay nakabuo ng simple method ng maagang pamumulaklak ng halaman ng mangga at ang kanyang invention is malawakang ginagamit ngayon at binago nito ang industry ng mangga sa Philippines dahil ito yung nangungunang kumikita sa pag-export ng bansa. And sa halip na isang beses sa isang taon na paggawa, ay 3 beses sa isang taon siya gumawa ng isang proseso na naging sanhi ng pamumulaklak at pamumunga ng mga puno ng mangga. His work found applications in advancing the mango export industry. And the third one is Dr. Edgardo D. Gomez. He is known for his research and conservation efforts in invertebrate biology and ecology. He was pivotal in the world's first national-scale assessment of damage to coral reefs, resulting in international conservation initiatives such as the Global Reefs and Risk Analysis, Global Coral Reef Monitoring Network, and International Coral Reef Action. So, iginawad ng SU ang honorary doctorate kay Dr. Gomez noong February 2017. 3 years matapos igawad sa kanya ang National Scientist para sa Marine Biology noong 2014. Noong 1970s, pinangunahan niya ang isang proyekto upang pag-aralan ang mga coral resources of the Philippines, which was the world's first nationwide survey and assessment of a coral reef system. At naimpluwensyahan din ng proyektong yon ng ibang mga bansa na magsagawa ng national assessments of coral reefs na nagresulta ng global initiatives for coral reef gaya ng Global Coral Reef Monitoring Network. Also, sa pamamagitan ng project na yon, nagsimula siyang magtrabaho kasama ang Silimania National Scientist na si Dr. Angel C. Alcala na in-invite niya upang manguna sa surveying team in the Western Visayas and Northern Mindanao areas. At ang gawain nila ni Dr. Gomez at Dr. Alcala sa Coral Reef Biology at Ecology ang nagpasimula ng partnership sa pagitan ng SU at UPMSI sa Marine Science Research. More recently, isa si Dr. Gomez sa mga scientist na nagbigay linaw sa pinsala sa kapaligiran na dulot ng mga Chinese reclamation activities in the West Philippine Sea sa pamamagitan ng study na ipinakita niya noong 2017 kasama ang Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. And lastly, we have Dr. Gavino C. Trano Jr. He was cited for his outstanding contribution in the field of tropical marine psychology, focusing on seaweed biodiversity. He published extensive studies on the culture of seaweed species that benefited the livelihood of coastal population and was the first to report the occurrence of ice disease that affected many seaweed farms. So si Dr. Philosophy Gavino Cajulo Trono Jr., also known as the father of Capapicus farming. Based on my research, ang Capapicus ay isang pulang damong dagat na kilala bilang guso o tambalang at bumubuo ng 80% of the Philippines seaweed export. Isa rin ito sa nangunguna sa top 3 marine-based export of the country. So, ang kanyang research sa paglinang ng mataas na potensyal ng seaweeds ay malaki ang naiambag sa paggawa ng ating pang-araw-araw na produkto at nakinabang rin dito ang hundreds of thousands of seaweed farmers at ang general society. So see, out of 41 national scientists, silang 4 ang pinarangalan dahil sa kanilang major contribution na talagang nagkaroon ng benefit sa ating bansa dahil sa kanilang mga na-contribute. At dito na po ako magtatapos. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig. God bless.